Hi guys, this is SK Trivedi and I am welcoming you to my YouTube channel Adbut Learning IAS Academy. Friends, up till now we are discussing about the public administration as an optional, and here we are focused on thinkers. Guys, these thinkers, especially we are talking about the Prasad and Prasad, because if you observe the syllabus for the public administration, as I have already discussed about public administration as an optional, has been divided into two parts, part A and part 2. And in part 1, you will find that there are many thinkers is given, because in shaping this subject, thinkers has played a very vital role. So, in this line, we had discussed few thinkers earlier in my earlier videos. So presently, if I talk about that, first I cleared about Woodrow Wilson, then I talked about Kautilya, then Henry Fayol. Like that, we are moving towards completing this entire syllabus. Especially, I told you that I am covering Prasad and Prasad, right? So today we are going to discuss another thinker, and this thinker is the most famous F.W. Taylor, Frederick W. Taylor, right? So join me and enjoy the chapter. Woodrow Wilson. Woodrow Wilson is known as, renowned as the father of scientific management. This is a short form of management. Father of scientific management. Okay. F.W. Taylor is a foremost thinker who revolutionized the entire industrial functioning. Right? That is why he is known as a father of scientific management. In the chapter of Henry Fayol, I had just told you that there are two thinkers, one Henry Fayol and second F.W. Taylor. He is known as a management process thinker. Management process thinker. Who they are? Henry Fayol and second F.W. Taylor. They are the two thinkers who they are known as a management process thinker, because they focus on processes of the management. As in Henry Fayol, he focused on the actual management system, right? Which process must be applied at the level of management. But here F.W. Taylor, who has focused on the lower level. So if we accommodate both the thinkers, so you will find here Henry Fayol, and you will see F.W. Taylor here in management, because Henry Fayol focused on the upper strata of management, organization, and F.W. Taylor has focused on this lower level. And both the levels are played a very important role to furnish the entire organization, right? So this is all about the management process thinkers. Henry Fayol, we had already discussed in my previous videos. That has been divided into two parts. Now we are discussing here about F.W. Taylor. So briefly, we are just talks about some earlier phase of F.W. Taylor. I'm just rubbing it. By pausing the video, you can write down. Right? Taylor believes in best management. Taylor believes in best management. Taylor believes in best management in a true science. In a true science. This is the philosophy of F.W. Taylor. This is best management in a true science. What is best? How he proves the best in their working, in their functionality. Right? अभी later on we will see. हम देखते हैं इस बार कैसे टेलर ने इन चीजों को अपने राइटिंग में प्रूफ किया है. It is best management. Okay? Taylor also believes that his principles of management are applicable with equal force to all social activities. These activities may be management of homes or management of churches, management of farms, philanthropic activities or institutions, universities, government departments. Anything you can manage by these management, right, are principles of management. So, F.W. Taylor, born in Germantown. It is in Pennsylvania. अगर स्पेलिंग गलत कर रही तो उसको आप चेक कर लीजिएगा. राइट? In 1856, after the birth of Pennsylvania, for studies he went to France and Germany. स्टडीज के लिए ये फ्रांस गया as well as Germany गया. Okay? Later on he got selection in Harvard University, but due to weak eyesight, इनकी आंखें कमजोर थी, he just dropped from Harvard University. अब आई साइट कमजोर थी बिकॉज केरोसिन लैब में एक्सेसिव पढ़ने की वजह से ऐसा प्रॉब्लम डिफिशिएंसी जो भी हुई होगी एट दैट टाइम. ओके, so this was then his birth, then his studies. At the age of 18 years, F.W. Taylor has joined our industry, and it was the enterprise hydraulic worker as an enterprise hydraulic worker. Enterprise hydraulic worker of Philadelphia. At the age of 18 years, he joined industry as a company as an enterprise hydraulic worker of Philadelphia. And here he served for 4 years. विदाउट वेजेस, बिना पैसे बिना सैलरी के 4 साल तक इन्होंने हाइड्रोलिक एज ए हाइड्रोलिक वर्कर यहाँ पर फिलाडेल्फिया में वर्क किया। और सोचिए आज के डेट में अगर कोई विदाउट वेजेस एक दिन में कोई काम करा सकता है या कर सकता है, बट ही वॉज दी एब्सोल्यूट टेलर एंड ही चूजेस टू वर्क विदाउट वेजेस टू लर्न समथिंग। नेक्स्ट, आफ्टर इट he joined a medieval steel company. Medieval steel company. In 1878, when in 1878 he joined Medieval Steel Company. Oh, एक नुस्खा हो गया, मिडवेल, right? First, he joined as a laborer. Then, as a gang boss. Promotion, right? First he joined as a laborer, then he promoted to gang boss, then as a foreman, then as a research director, and last he promoted up to the chief engineer. This was his, hierarchy has changed from laborer to gang boss to foreman to research director, and lastly he became the chief engineer of this Medieval Steel Company in 1884. He joined in 1878 and in 1884, in just 6 years, he became the chief engineer. He did mechanical engineering by correspondence. दूरस्थ पद्धति की जो व्यवस्था होती है, उसने मैकेनिकल इंजीनियरिंग कर ली थी। ठीक है? So in this way, the entire Abraham Taylor's life has moved on. After that, in 1890, he joined General Management of Manufacturing Industry. In 1890. Guys, this is the same era where Woodrow Wilson were there, Henry Ford were there. So evolutionary part of public administration was present. So this was the thing. So in 1890, he became the general manager of Manufacturing Investment Company in Philadelphia. General manager of manufacturing company in Philadelphia. Right? Later on in 1893, he became the controlling agency in consulting agency. Philadelphia. Next, in 1898, joined a Bethlehem company. Bethlehem company. Okay. And here he got a gold medal. He received a gold medal. अब आप you can ask a question, why he got a gold medal? What he did? He did a high speed steel. यानी कि जो स्पीड थी स्टील प्रोडक्शन की he increased by their experimental policy, right? So for that he got the gold medal. Last, after that, he got the in 1906, I'm writing it, honorary. He got an honorary doctorate of science by the doctorate of science by the University of Pennsylvania. Okay, in 1906. So this was the Edward Taylor's overall development in their entire life, or say how he became the father of management science. This was the reason, because when I had drawn a pyramid, I told you that this is the here Taylor applies. Taylor जो थिंकर्स हैं, क्रिटिकल थिंकर्स हैं, और से लेटर जो थिंकर्स हुए हैं, उन्होंने क्या किया, टेलर को यहाँ रखा है बॉटम ऑफ द जो आपका ऑर्गेनाइजेशन होता है, दैट फेस में टेलर को रखा गया है यहाँ पर, राइट? सो हाउ ही फोकस ऑन दिस एंटायर लेवल, बिकॉज ही हिमसेल्फ हैज स्टार्टेड एज एन laborer. He worked as without wages, then he promoted to laborer, gang boss, foreman, research director, and lastly chief engineer. So this was his evolution, and by his evolution he experimented so many things. What he invented, now we are going to discuss. What he invented. Taylor's invention. First, Taylor's invention was cutting tool. How to cut in a lathe machine. Being as an engineer of mechanical branch, you can understand what is the cutting tool. Right? How to tools are cut? He invented steel hammer, a steel hammer, एक स्टील का हैमर भी इन्होंने इन्वेंट किया. हाइड्रोलिक पावर लोडिंग, हाइड्रोलिक पावर जो लोडिंग की जाती थी उस समय, उसके लिए इन्होंने एक अलग से इन्वेंशन किया. ओके, हाइड्रोलिक पावर लोडिंग मशीन. थर्ड, fourth, he invented say tool, that time I'm just writing here tool mechanism tool feeding mechanism. Tool feeding mechanism. Next, boring and tunneling machine. So this was the invention of F.W. Taylor, that is cutting tool, how to cut a tool, so that method has been invented. Steel hammer, how to hammer something in steel for flattening. Next, hydraulic power loading, loading for loading, that time manual power were used, so he invented hydraulic power. Tool feeding mechanism is that time tools were costly, overthrown, so he just developed a mechanism to feed the tool. Fifth one is boring and tunneling machine. How to bore a tunnel, that machine has also been invented by Taylor. So this was the entire discussion about F.W. Taylor and his evolution from their educational background to actually working in an industry. Taylor, now we are going to discuss about the Taylor's concept. What Taylor has focused. Taylor has talked about soldering. This soldering, I'm just discussing about it. That time in industries, soldering were going on, and there were systematic kind of soldering. First, understand this soldering. What happened? That time the staff were unskilled, or say amateurish. Staff were unskilled or amateurish. What they used to do? So ये आपस में ही प्लानिंग कर लेते थे, ठीक। अब एक्चुअली देखा जाता था इनको जो अनस्किल्ड थे, अमेट्यूरिस्ट थे, तो इनके लिए एक पर्टिकुलर एक फंक्शनैलिटी या से एक स्ट्रक्चर चाहिए होता था, जो जरूरी होता था एज ए ट्रेन्ड स्टाफ। ट्रेन्ड स्टाफ की आवश्यकता है यहाँ पर, नीड ऑफ क्वालिफाइड मैनेजमेंट, right? Trained staff, qualified management, and third one is cooperative workers. Cooperative workers. This was the partnership required from this, entire organization. But what is happening? Workers were purposefully producing underrated, below their capacity, and called the phenomena as soldering or skewing. shouldering or skilling. Purposefully. Under production. Under production. Purposefully under production कर देते हैं. Below their capacity. So this was the phenomena at the time of Taylor, and he observed because he worked as a laborer, so he knows the feeling of other laborer. They planned to not produce much. If you produce much, you will touch the target of production. So next day management can remove you from the working. So for that, to secure this, he started organization in themselves. They started purposefully underrated production. They produced below the capacity. So this was called as a shouldering or skilling. इसको skilling भी कहते हैं. Okay. In exam they can ask you about skilling or shouldering. So don't confuse this. What is shouldering and skilling? They involve into systematic shouldering. Okay. That time, Taylor observed that the laborers believed that if they produce more, some of them would become surplus and would be eliminated. First point he just raised. Next he says non-incentive wage system. He raised a point, non-incentive. Wage system. Non-incentive. There were no incentive kind of thing at the time of Taylor. Next he talks about wasting time. Wasting time on relying on rule of thumb. That time there is a system going on, rule of thumb. An unscientific method. Unscientific method, rule of thumb, unscientific method, unskilled labor, no training, and practice than those scientifically determined. Means जो unscientific method थी यही उस समय as a rule of thumb work कर रही थी. So here to counter this shouldering, Taylor has raised to counter. Taylor said one best way of performing a job this was the counter of shouldering given by Taylor. In 1880, Taylor attracted public attention. How he attracted? Where he reduced the number of workers shoveling coal at Bethlehem steel work from 500 to 140. There is a company named as Shorin Coal. एक कोल इंडस्ट्री थी, वहां पर काम कर रहे थे लोग। तो इन्होंने क्या किया, इन 1880 500 एम्प्लॉय 500 employees were there. He reduced to 140. Reduced to 140. 140 तक पहुंचा दिया। Just imagine 360 employees were not used properly and they were paid. This was the revolution brought by Taylor. And only this activity of Taylor has, attracted public attention. How it can be possible that it just reduced from 500 workers, where organization where 500 people were working, and now the same function, same work is performed by just 150 employees. It has down the entire industrial arena of that period. That is why their term scientific management was now just one point I can say. The term scientific management was not coined by Taylor. जो scientific management का जो आप यहाँ पर बात कर रहे हैं, that was not coined by Taylor himself. There was a thinker known as Louis Bernays. Louis Bernays. Actually he coined a term scientific management. Scientific management. This term was coined by Louis Bernays, not by Taylor himself. He was a judge. How this development of scientific management taken place in America? Earlier, American industrial development brought the management class to think about beyond the day-to-day problem. So, to thinking about day-to-day problem, beyond the day-to-day problem, or to solving approach that may be more inclusive, comprehensive, or it may be long-term for long-term purpose. So, at the same time, solving the managerial problem. So, scientific management techniques are required. But Taylor has focused on not on only management level, but actually he focused on the lower level. Most of the people are involved in working of the lower level, as a laborer, gangman, foreman, up to chief manager. So they were performing the actual work. So besides focusing on the day-to-day working by management, he focused on actually how to apply the scientific management at the lower level, lower strata. This. Here is a Taylor. Few thinkers like Henry R. Townley and Henry Metcalf, he said that try to develop a unified system of management, and Townley called this a new philosophy, science of management. new philosophy, science of management. This was called by Towney. Towney in 1886, I'm just writing the name, Henry R. Towney. Henry R. Towney. He said, new philosophy, science of management. New philosophy, science of मैनेजमेंट. यहां पर साइंटिफिक मैनेजमेंट लुइस फर्नांडिस ने कहा. यहां ये कहते हैं न्यू फिलॉसफी ऑफ साइंस ऑफ मैनेजमेंट. Towney in 1886 presented a paper, engineering as an economics, means engineers as an economist. ये इंजीनियर्स पर ज्यादा उन्होंने इफेक्ट डाला, ना कि मैनेजमेंट पर डाला. टू द अमेरिकन सोसाइटी ऑफ मैकेनिकल इंजीनियरिंग, राइट. So in this way he talks about the new philosophy of science of management. Here Taylor inspired by Towney ideas. यहाँ पर जो Towney का आइडिया था ये Taylor inspired. अब टेलर जो इंस्पिरेशन लेता है टाउनी से, क्या लेता है? न्यू फिलॉसफी ऑफ साइंस ऑफ मैनेजमेंट. एज इंजीनियर एज एन इकोनॉमिक्स एक बुक लिखता है. इसी बुक को पढ़ करके क्या हो जाता है? वो इंस्पायर हो जाता है. सो इस प्रकार से टेलर का एक सिस्टम यहां पर बनता है. अब टेलर बात करते हैं अदर थिंग्स की, जैसे somebody can ask you how Taylor has inspired, then you can talk about Towney. He was inspired from Towney and his work of philosophy of science of management, scientific management. So this was the inspiration. Now Taylor has worked on something called as a disciplinary purpose of public administration. Taylor's work. First, he worked as a piece rate system. A piece rate system. Piece rate system. And this piece rate system was in 1895. 1895 में पीस रेट सिस्टम की बात करते हैं. नेक्स्ट इसके 8 साल बाद, आफ्टर द 8 ईयर, शॉप मैनेजमेंट. शॉप मैनेजमेंट in 1903. शॉप मैनेजमेंट. Next Taylor talks about art of cutting metals. The art of cutting metals, and it is in 1906. This was the work of Taylor. Next he talks about the principle of scientific management. The principle of scientific management. This work of principle of scientific management he known as the father of scientific management. But actually this word scientific management was coined by the Luis Fernandez, and about scientific management, he was inspired from the Townley. I think now you are clear about this terminology, scientific management, who has given, who has coined, how Taylor has inspired. So this was the entire function. Now here we are discussing about the Taylor work. Taylor has talked about first as a piece grid system. For piece grid system, Taylor has first piece grid system. Piece grid system. Taylor has observed at that time that how wages are paid, and he focused on wage administration. Wage administration. How and by which method wages are paid to the employees or laborers. This piece rate system was an outstanding contribution of Taylor. It comprises three parts. First is observation and analysis of work through observation and analysis through time study. First time he talks about time study to set the rate or standard. To set the rate or standard. This was the observation and analysis of Taylor about wage administration. Next point, differential piece rate system. Differential piece rate system. For piece of work. Next he talks about paying men, not position. This entire piece rate system was, revolutionized by Taylor. He talks about time study. Means within a time frame, there must be a rate and standard for giving the wages. How much time you have devoted for the work, how much time it took to complete the entire target. Next, he talks about differential piece rate system. How much you produce, you will get the same. So, to counter the soldering method, he talks about all these methods. Next, he talks about paying men, not the position. Means, if a laborer is working much, then he must be paid heavier than the management. He countered that management in this way. Later on, by the humanist thinkers, he was criticized by this method. Later thinkers said that he is not humanistic. He is pro-management. He is not thinking about the human being. But actually, if you observe, it was for the employees. He is saying if one laborer is working much, he must be paid. Why he had be underpaid? This was the piece rate system of Taylor. One more concept you will find here, the carrot and stick. carrot and stick. You know what is carrot and stick? Carrot and stick means if you work, if you perform above means the performing level, you will get the carrot. But if you perform, this is the optimum level, this is the below optimum, above. So here you will get carrot, here you will get stick. Here you will get carrot and here you will get stick. This was the system given by Taylor. Okay. Next, in shop management. Shop management was given in 1903. Shop management. In shop management, Taylor has discussed about the workshop organization and management, workshop management and workshop organization and management, organization and management, shop management. This was the management philosophy of the Taylor. The objective of shop management is that management should be pay high and have low until production cost to achieve their increased industrial efficiency. Overall, what he tries to say that if management has achieved the target, then he must be paid the higher wages. If not, then he must be paid low. In this way, what will happen? Management will focus on the organizational targets and he will try to find out the ways to increase the production. His philosophy about shop management includes the application of scientific methods of research and experiments to the management problem. मैनेजमेंट प्रॉब्लम्स के लिए जो मैनेजमेंट प्रॉब्लम होती है used the application of Taylor to solve the management problem, to solve management problem. Next he talks about the standardization of working condition. Standardization of working condition. This is also an important point. How Taylor has focused on standardization of working conditions. Earlier, nobody has talked about the conditions of the Taylor, condition of the workers, right? Places. The hygiene factor, everything, water, sanitation, must be provided to the laborers or workers. Earlier it was nobody has talked about all these phenomena of being basic essential of the human being. Next he talks about it, giving formal training to workers. Formal training. Earlier, nobody has talked about training, and he systematically wanted to give the training to the workers. He also focused on specific instructions. Specific instructions of motion. Specific instruction of motion with standardized tools and with standardized tools and material. With standardized tools and material. Now next he talks about the ensuring friendly environment, a cooperation between workers and the cooperation between worker and मैनेजमेंट. कॉपरेशन की बात भी टेलर करते हैं इन देयर शॉप मैनेजमेंट. Now if you observe all these points, Taylor has focused on, again I am talking about this level. He talks about the workers. He talks about the workers' conditions, places where they work. Taylor talks about the management problem. Taylor talks about formal training. He focuses on specific instructions that must be given to standardize the functionality or working. He talks about the tools and materials. Last, he's talking about cooperation between worker and management. Everything has been discussed, and that was observed by Taylor during in his tenure. This was the problem of industries in America, and he tries to universalize the entire concept as a scientific basis, as a scientific management basis. Right? Taylor wanted to develop a new and total concept of management. He focuses on the traditional management style and how they were exploitative, because most of the industries were run by the method of rule of thumb. So he said that instead of being an authoritarian, should develop a new approach and bring the changes to that must be more comprehensive, broader, that can incorporate the jobs, the element of planning, organizing and controlling. This was the entire philosophy of Taylor, which he discussed in their writings. Because Taylor was foremost thinker who just touch upon all the issues which was faced by American industries, right? Taylor has worked in a Midwell Steel Company. Midwell Steel Company. In Midwell Steel Company, he found that there are defects in management. Because found defects. He found defects in management. Okay. How he found the defects? Management had no clear understanding of worker management relation or responsibility. Worker manager unaware about worker management responsibility. Worker management responsibility unaware. He found the defect. Lack of standardization of working. जो भी वर्किंग थी उस समय की वो पूरी अनस्टैंडर्डाइजेशन नहीं था उसके अंदर, कॉमन फिनोमेना के रूप में वर्क करती थी. रूल ऑफ थंब was followed at that time. Restricted output because of natural soldering. Restricted output due to natural soldering. Natural soldering एंड सिस्टमेटिक सोल्डरिंग. यहां पर मैं थोड़ा सा सोल्डरिंग के विषय में बात कर रहा था. सिस्टमेटिक सोल्डरिंग, ये दो प्रकार की यहां पर सोल्डरिंग होती है. देयर आर टू टाइप्स ऑफ सोल्डरिंग, नेचुरल सोल्डरिंग एंड सिस्टमेटिक सोल्डरिंग. एंड दैट टाइम बोथ वर फॉलोड बाय द वर्कर्स. And what is soldering? I told you, एक कोऑपरेटिव मीडियम के माध्यम से क्या करते थे वर्कर सारे प्रोडक्शन जो था वो अंडर रेटेड करते थे, कम प्रोडक्शन करते थे, इसलिए कि ज्यादा प्रोड्यूस कर देंगे तो अगले दिन मुझे काम नहीं मिलेगा. तो इसलिए क्या करते थे वो लोग सिस्टमेटिक सोल्डरिंग को अपनाते थे ज्यादातर, कि हम लोग साथ में मिलकर करते हैं कि इतना ही प्रोडक्शन करेंगे जिससे हमें अगले दिन का काम वापस से मिल जाए. नेचुरल सोल्डरिंग क्या होती है? कहीं ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल फ्लॉज है, कहीं सिस्टम है, कुछ ऐसी प्रॉब्लम आ रही है, टूल्स टेक्निक से गड़बड़ है, इंडस्ट्रियल जो सिस्टम एक फंक्शनैलिटी होती है उसमें कहीं ना कहीं कुछ कमियां हैं, तो नेचुरल सोल्डरिंग के तहत आती है, जो मैनेजमेंट इसके लिए ज्यादातर कारगर माना जाता है. फेलियर ऑफ मैनेजमेंट टू डिजाइन जॉब प्रॉपरली. फेलियर ऑफ management to design job properly. This was the another problem he raised in Midwell Steel Company. So to solve this, he tries to focus on giving the incentives. Next, he focuses on unscientific management rule, unscientific method of management. What is unscientific method? Unscientific method was earlier what is happening. Rule of thumb were followed, traditional methods were followed, hunches were followed, past experience based they used to do the entire functionality of the industry. So that was not working. So it was totally unscientific. That is why the production rate was also gone down. Our output was restricted. He also focuses on division of work. Division of work. That time it was also not there. Not there. Division of work. You know, in UPSC, the questions has been framed to ask about thinkers. That time, questions are also asked about the division of work of Taylor. So you have to keep all these points in your mind while writing the answer. That Taylor has also talks about division of work. How he talks? Because at the time of industrial revolution, or say in American industries, that time division of work was not there. There was a lack of proper studies among the departments. Who worked what? Which task be performed by whom? This was the entire focus of the Taylor. And last, he talks about placement of worker. Placement of worker. And this placement of worker must be with their aptitude, knowledge, their past experience. Taylor said that while placing a worker in a particular place, you have to follow all these particular peculiar phenomena. So best man you can get for a particular job. Best man. Right? You know, after that, Taylor has known as a scientific management thinker. So there is a question how what he did to become a scientific manager. For that, आपसे मैं यहाँ लिखता हूँ Taylor's scientific जो साइंस ऑफ साइंटिफिक वर्क था वो क्या था? Taylor has invented, experimented With what? With machine tools. He experimented with machine tools, with speed, right? He experimented with metals. आपको याद होगा कटिंग आर्ट और कटिंग टूल, you know, time study, motion study, and all these equipments of industry he experimented. The experiment of Midwell and Bethlehem Steel Company Limited, he invented the high speed steel in the form of the art of cutting. Art of cutting tools or metals in 1906. Art of cutting metals. This was his experiment. What he did here, near about 30 to 50,000 recorded experiments were performed within a 26-year of span. Near about 30,000 to 50,000 experiments. Okay, in 26 years span, 26 साल में पूरे स्पैन में कितना पैसा खर्च हुआ यहां पर? लगभग $2 लाख। 2 लाख। Now you can see पर अगर आप देखा जाए पर एक्सपेरिमेंट $4 पर एक्सपेरिमेंट इन्होंने 26 साल के स्पैन में खर्च किए। ठीक है, तो इस तरीके से इन्होंने क्या किया, एक्सपेरिमेंट को परफॉर्म किया। अगर इंडियन करेंसी में देखें 40 से 50 हजार आज की डेट में अगर देखें तो उसको उन्होंने खर्च किया होगा। $4 अगर आज की डेट से देखें तो अभी एक एक्सपेरिमेंट का लगभग मान चलिए आप 70 रुपीज के हिसाब से 280 300 इन बिटवीन वैरी करता है। चलिए he focused on what tools to be used, what should be the cutting speed, what tools, what cutting speed, ठीक है, cutting, and how also he raised a question about what feed should be used, what feed used. These 3 questions were raised by Taylor in their art of cutting metals in 1960. It means in the entire experiment of 30 to 50,000, if you pick, this experiment becomes a major breakthrough in the development of American industry. Now you can imagine this: 50,000 experiments are more enough. More than $2 lakh has been spent on these experiments in Midwell and Bethlehem experiment. He used scientific fact finding method. determined empirically instead of traditional method. He himself was working at the lower level as a laborer, so he knows what are the problems occurred during the working, which methods has been applied, what are the tools were used, which feed functions are managed, how management are playing a role to look after the problems of the workers. Everything was faced by Taylor himself. So he was keen on the problems of industries. That is why he experimented more than 30 to 50,000 experiments. And he brought the revolution in the entire American industry at that time. If you wish to see in present scenario where is Taylor, you will find in the entire industrial world, Taylor is existing. Right? This is the power of Taylor. What he did in their era, still it is applicable. Another, he said that the right man must be at the right place. Talks about the supervisors. He said that effective supervision must be there. The working conditions must be there. He also talks about the personal management. These 3 points were also he raised in their experimental capacity. One more point I would like to talk here: motion and time study. Motion and time study. Motion and time study. How workers are handling material, how they are handling machinery, tools, and developing coordinated system of shop management. Coordinated system of shop management. एक कोऑर्डिनेटेड सिस्टम की उन्होंने यहां पर बात की. Motion and time study has revolutionized the entire industrial setup, and if you see the shop management in 1903 written, so again a revolution has brought by Taylor. I think for the first video I should stop here, because most of the things we have discussed here. Now about Taylor's concept of management, principles of management, we will discuss in next video, because otherwise the video will be very much lengthy. So dear friends, अभी तक हम लोगों ने टेलर के बारे में बात किया है और टेलर का वर्क क्या था, क्या क्या इन्होंने किया है. We had already discussing all these things here. In next video, we will discuss about Taylor's further principles about scientific management, their assessment, their critical evolution, everything. Because he belongs to the management process thinker. So how he is different from fuel, how he is related to the fuel, handling fuel. So all these we are going to discuss. Friends, यहाँ पर हम लोग अभी तक यहाँ पब्लिक एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन के थिंकर्स के ही विषय को लेकर आगे बढ़ रहे हैं, क्योंकि प्रसाद एक इम्पोर्टेंट बुक होती है किसी भी पब्लिक एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन जैसे सब्जेक्ट को पढ़ने के लिए. Until and unless you are not clear with the thinkers, you will be not able to understand this entire subject. And this subject requires the keen knowledge about the thinkers. First, you have to be through with the classical era. All these thinkers come under the classical era. After Adorno Taylor, there will be Max Weber. After that, we are going to enter into the humanistic era. In between, there is a thinker that is Mary Parker Follett was there. So, how they were present at that time and how what they had written, that was very much crucial for the public administration. To shape this subject as a discipline, these thinkers are very important. तो अभी हम लोग इस विषय को आगे लेकर धीरे धीरे चलते रहेंगे एंड हम लोग अभी सारे थिंकर्स को करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. आप मेरे साथ बने रहिए और